mahyam dadati swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna. So yesterday we were discussing from verse number 4 to 8. Okay. So till now Shukdev Goswami has answered the first question. What was the first question? My Parikshit Maharaj? How soul which is spiritual gets trapped in this material world, right? And what was the second question?
What is the difference
between the body of the soul and the God? Okay. So for answering this question, Shukdev Goswami was referring to the conversation between Lord and Brahmaji. Okay. So it happened that once Brahmaji was sitting at the top of the lotus flower and he could not see from where he is coming. He could not identify his own source. Okay. And then it is said, Atma Tattva Vidushartham Yadaha Bhagavan Ritam Brahmane Darshayan Rupam Avyalika Vratartrada. Okay. From verse number 4 to 8, it is setting the platform for Brahma and Lord conversation. Okay. So Atma Tattva Vishuddhyartham. If you are purifying the Atma Tattva, for clarifying the Atma Tattva. Atma Tattva has a knowledge for two elements. What Atma Tattva consists of two things. What are those two things?
living entity and
Knowledge of the soul and the knowledge of the super soul. So for clarifying this, for purifying this, Yad Aha Bhagavan Ritam. What the Lord said in reality, Brahmane Darshayan Rupam Avyalika Vrata Adrita. And Lord also gave darshan to Brahma. Why? Because Brahma was avyalika. This word avyalika has many times come in Srimad Bhagavatam. And avyalika means without deception. Okay. Without any deceptive motive. Okay. Because Brahmaji's tapasya was without any deception, without any deceptive motive. And the Lord respected his tapasya and Lord gave him his darshan and Lord spoke about the Atma Tattva. So this was the fourth verse we discussed. Then the fifth verse was Sadi Devo Jagatam Paro Guru Swadhishnamaasaya Siksha Ekshat Tamnade Gacha Drishmatra Sammatam Prapancha Nirmana Vidhiyaya Bhavid. So Sa Adi Deva Jagatam Paro Guru. He is the Adi Dev, he is the first Guru of the world. Swadhishnamaasthaya. He was sitting on his lotus feet and trying to find out the source of this. Sasiksha Ekshat. He was looking in all directions. Okay. Tam na adhyagachat drishya matra samatam. But he was not able to find out. Okay. Then prapancha nirman vidhi bhaveta. He was not able to find out how to do the creation and what is the source of my, from where I am coming up. Okay. Or he could find the source of process for such creation. Okay, then third canto it comes when the Brahmas are looking in all the four directions. That's how he developed four heads. He was totally confused, bewildered from where I am coming. He looked for all the four directions. So the four heads, he told out four heads. That's when we'll read in the 10th chapter also how the living entities' bodies are evolving because of their desire. Okay, so Brahmaji wanted to see from where I am coming, so the Lord facilitated him by providing him four heads. Okay, this we'll discuss in 3rd canto. Okay, so here we'll see that tapasya. Okay, the creation also started by bhakti yoga. Okay, then 5th was, while thus engaged in thinking in this water, Brahmaji heard twice from the nearby 2 syllables joined together. One of the syllables was taken from the 16th, another from 21st of the Sparsh alphabets, and both joined to become the wealth of the renounced order of life. So this is how Bhagavatam is so poetic. It's not directly saying that Ta and Pa were heard. 16th syllable and 21st syllable they were heard. Okay. Nishkinchananam nipuyad dhanam vidum. So this tapasya is the wealth of renounced order of life, and the tapasya of is the wealth of the brahmanas. Okay, so we discussed yesterday about the importance of performing tapasya. We also discussed how Lord Ram is conversing with Shabri. What is Ram calling to Shabri?
But look, how we can take the instruction of the spiritual master?
No, how did he address Shabri? Tapodhane.
Struggling to follow the
But he addressed him as a tapodhane. Oh, whose wealth is renunciation. So we all should be also addressed as tapodhane. No, tapasya should be our wealth, real wealth. Okay, and this tapasya is for the prayer of the Lord. This tapasya is not for sense gratification. Hiranyakashipu also performed tapasya, but Hiranyakashipu performed tapasya for his own sense gratification. So we are performing tapasya for the prayer of the Lord. So it is our dhan, it is our wealth. Okay, and what did Ram ask? How are you facing any obstacles in performing the tapasya? So what are the obstacles we face in performance of tapasya?
High obstacles. Land.
That is, yeah. Kashaya. Yes, these are the obstacles. So are you able to overcome that? And are you increasing your tapasya? Now getting up early in the morning, following 4 regular principles is not a tapasya now. Not much of a tapasya. On the gross level, it's not much of a tapasya. It's not that we are fasting and someone is making tea, so oh no, I'm able to not control myself, I just want to taste that. No, we can't stand the smell of onion, garlic, So it's not much tapasya for us. But we are supposed to keep on increasing the level of our tapasya. Like Raghunath Das Goswami says, always. But we should be practical, and we should take the consent of our seniors. But the endeavor should be, because after some time the mind gets used to it. Whatever practices we are following, the mind will get used to it. It's no longer a tapasya then. It's not anything, Tapasya means what? Voluntarily going through some suffering, accepting some difficulties for the prayer of the Lord. Okay. So in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rupa Goswami defines tapasya as one of the 64 limbs. What is that? Bhogadi Krishnarthi Hetava. Bhogarthi Tyag Krishna Hetava. We need to give up the all enjoying propensities for the pleasure of Krishna. So whatever is favorable for Krishna consciousness, but I am not able to do that, I should try to do that. Whatever is unfavorable for Krishna consciousness, and I really like to do that, I should give up that. That is tapasya for us. Anukula se sankalpa, patikula se varjana. So there will be many things which we like to do, but it's not favorable for Krishna consciousness, so we should give it up. And there are many things, which we may not like to do, but is favorable, we should try to do that. So everyone can, do some introspection, and we should try to keep on increasing the standards of our tapasya. Okay? With that is called tapodevyam, that will be pleasing to the Lord. And Prabhupada is writing, taking the path of tapa is the second birth of the desiring disciple. Okay? That's how this tapasya brings us closer to the spiritual master and also closer to the Krishna. Okay? Now 7th verse was Nishamyat tadviktraditakshe disho viloke tatranyadya pashyamana swadhishnyamasaya vimrishya tadvitam tapasvyupadishta ivadade manam. When he heard the sound, he tried to find the speaker, searching on all sides, but when he was unable to find anyone besides himself, he thought it was wise to sit down on his lotus feet firmly and give his attention to the execution of penance as he was instructed. Okay? So Nishamya, after hearing Tat, Vaktru Didakshaya Disho, he wanted to find out from which direction the speaker is coming. Okay? Viloke Tatra Anyat Apashyamana. He looked everywhere, but he couldn't find anyone. Apashyamana, couldn't find anyone. Swadhishnamastaya vimrishya tadvitam. And then on his lotus feet, sitting down, he was thinking, okay, tat hitam, it is for my welfare. And tapassi upadishta iva adhate mana. And then he gave full attention to the tapasya. Okay. So this was to be discussed, no? Yeah. In this group. No? Those were, yeah. Yeah. So, can please start. Very important points in the purport of this, yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
So we Gadadhar team has accumulated some points from the purport of Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah.
First of all is determination. Prabhupada says, after being initiated by the Supreme Lord to execute tapasya.
If you can find out, Achha, okay, in the third paragraph, no? Yes. So that everyone can refer to that. You can, when you are referring to purport, please speak from which paragraph, which line.
Yes, Prabhuji.
It is from second.
This is from first paragraph.
First paragraph?
First paragraph, second line.
Okay.
After being initiated by the Supreme Lord to execute tapasya, he was fixed in his determination to do it.
Yeah.
So we can take lesson from here that after initiation means the beginning of tapasya.
Yeah.
So as Brahma did, so we can take lesson from here that after initiation we can also do tapasya as per the instruction of our spiritual master.
Yeah.
And the second one is within and without. It is also referred by Srila Prabhupada's purport in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.1. Brahma was initiated by the Lord from within.
Yeah.
So there is two things, within and without.
Yeah.
So within Paramatma is within Paramatma. God is as a Paramatma in within and as a Gurudev and without.
Yeah.
So here we see Brahma was initiated by the Paramatma within.
Yeah.
Then the next point is disciplic succession.
Yeah.
It has been taken from the third paragraph. Since he was initiated by the Lord himself, the message of Srimad Bhagavatam is coming down by disciplic succession. And in order to receive the real message of Srimad Bhagavatam, one should approach the current link or a spiritual master in the chain of disciplic succession. So we are also in the same disciplic succession from Lord Krishna, then Brahma, then, and from this hierarchy we have got the same Srimad Bhagavatam last by Srila Prabhupada. So we can maintain this. Then the fourth point is service. After getting initiation, it has been taken from just after one line of this. After getting initiation, one should engage himself in the discharge of tapasya, in the execution of devotional service. Here tapasya means devotional service. Exactly we can say chanting 16 rounds very attentively and devotionally, and following the 4 regulative principles very strictly. That would be the tapasya for us.
Yeah.
And the services also, as you also have discussed, that by given the services given by the authority should be taken very seriously. We cannot do as per our mind or as per our him. And the next and the last point is the importance of bona fide spiritual master. Prabhupada says in this regard, if a person is posted under the guidance of such bona fide spiritual master, it may be accepted without any doubt that the desiring person has achieved the grace of the Lord.
Yeah.
So here we see the bona fide spiritual master, and that has come from the disciplic succession, Guru Parampara.
Yeah.
And if we get initiated by Guru Parampara or the disciplic succession or by bona fide spiritual master, it has been ensured that the person has achieved the grace of the Lord through the disciplic succession, through the Gurudev. And that's all. And if I have missed anything, my team members can share any other activities and stuff.
So like Brahma was directly initiated by the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, we may not be that much pure so that the Lord Himself will come and initiate us. So, but since we are coming in the disciplic succession, we have the same facility as Brahma had by two ways. First, by through the unalloyed devotees of the Lord, through scriptural instructions, as revealed in the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam especially, and also second thing, through the bona fide spiritual master available to the sincere soul. Paragraph 3rd in the middle. And Prabhuji, like the most important thing in the translation itself is what Brahma did was actually meditated on, following the instruction rather than finding the personality. And that's why it is given that, and he gave his attention to the execution of the penance. So the spiritual master's instruction, the Lord's instructions, the Acharya's instruction is more important than the Guru.
Yeah, very good. That is the most important point. So following the instructions of the Guru, even if the Guru is not physically, we cannot see the Guru, still his instructions are more important. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. As here it's mentioned, after being initiated by proper spiritual master in the chain of succession, one should engage himself in the discharge of tapasya. We see in a ISKCON society, people are 10x interested in initiation, but 0.5x interested in services.
Yeah. They see initiation is the end.
So that's why this is one of the very key point of this purport, because this is the same problem. People are interested to take initiation, but not also interested to execute the instructions or to execute the services.
Yes. If we have taken the initiation, I'm just reached Golok Dham. But initiation is the beginning, and people take it as end.
Yeah.
Very good. Good point. And this is the tapasya. So to follow the instruction of the spiritual master is the tapasya. This tapasya will please Guru and Krishna. Okay. Otherwise also, Prabhupada is writing in 5th canto. Otherwise, everyone is performing tapasya. This material world means tapasya only. Material world means tapasya. Even if you have to want bread and butter, no? We have to have jam in between, traffic jam. You won't appreciate so much when you come to Delhi. So we used to joke like this. For running bread and butter, we got jam free. To make it more tasty. So everywhere there is a tapasya. Even if you are in a household life, tapasya. One of the brahmacharis, he was a good brahmachari, engineer, directly passed out, he joined the ashram. Very good, very efficient serving also. But he used to have a problem, in our ashram. Community living, whenever someone used to come, switch on the light, his sleepers, he used to get disturbed. So we tried many permutation, combination, this room, that room, but everywhere he was facing this problem. So his morning program was getting affected. So he came to Prabhu, I'm changing ashram. I said, Prabhu, please tolerate, this is a very small thing. No, my morning program is getting disturbed, what is the use of coming? And then he changed the ashram. Then when he changed the ashram, he married a devotee girl from IGF, Girls Forum. So after marriage, he switched off the light and the girl switched on the light. Why are you switching on the light? He said, this is my habit, right from the birth. Then he said, wow, oh, Krishna, what is your sense of humor? Now I have to tolerate this. So whatever you do, this life may, you have to tolerate. There is a tapasya. But better to perform tapasya for the pleasure of the Lord. For the pleasure of God. Even if I am not performing devotional service, okay, I am thinking I am very comfortable, you know. You may be very externally comfortable, but internally you will be miserable. You know? So the choice is with us. We want to be comfortably miserable, or we want to be blissfully uncomfortable. No? So we can be comfortable, but will be miserable. You know? And will be uncomfortable, but will be blissful. Okay, so choice is with us. So better to be blissfully uncomfortable. So because even that comfort is not going to last for so long. Material world is temporary. Whatever arrangements you may make, the comfort is not going to last. So ultimately will be miserable and uncomfortable only. So better what should we do? We should train our mind to always follow the instructions of our authorities or spiritual master. That is, that is most beneficial and auspicious for us. Okay, and that will really purify us, and that will please Krishna. We'll see how much Krishna will appreciate Brahma's tapasya. We'll see in the coming verses. He will really glorify the tapasya of Brahmaji. Right? Okay. So these 4 verses are very important, which we discussed. We came to know the importance of tapasya. We also came to know the importance of disciplic succession, and also the importance of bhakti yoga. The creation started by bhakti yoga. It's not that Brahmaji was performing tapasya because he wanted to create. Brahmaji was performing tapasya. He just followed the instructions. In this verse it comes, 7th verse it comes. Tad hitam. He thought it is for my benefit. It's for my benefit. So that's why in the 8th verse the word will come amogh darshanam. Amogh darshan. This vision is faultless vision. If you take the instructions for my benefit, it's a faultless vision. If I take the instructions, yaar, isme koi baat ho gaya. They are exploiting me, they are using me. That is a faulty vision. So Brahmaji immediately had faith. These words are coming, these are for my benefit. So this is amogh darshana. Okay? So 8th verse. Divyam sahasrabdam amogh darshano jita nilatma vjitebhya indriya atyapyasmakhil lokatapnam tapasya piyans tapatam samahitam. Yes, 8th group. Shiva's group. You can speak the translation and then your comments.
Krishna. Translation. Lord Brahma underwent penances for 1000 years by the calculation of the demigods. He heard this transcendental vibration from the sky and he accepted it as divine. Thus he controlled his mind and senses, and the penances he executed were a great lesson for the living entities. Thus he is known as the greatest of all ascetics.
Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
So in this purport, for the first section of the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned about the pure vision of Brahma. Because of this pure vision of the absolute nature of the Lord that Brahma was having, he was able to understand the word tapa. Tap is for him, for his benefit, and he started to do the tapa. He made no difference between the Lord and Lord's instruction. He accepted itself to be Lord. And third, Prabhupada writes that the potency in the middle of the section of the purport, the potency of the transcendental sound is never minimized. It is, wherever the mundane sound, it has no potency.
Yeah, very important point. Yes.
So, like the discussion that we are doing, Bhagavatam discussions, anything related to Lord has much more potency than the prajalpa we do. Prajalpa takes out our energy, and the discussions of Krishna gives us energy.
Yeah.
Then we discussed and understood Prabhuji. Then
after receiving the instruction and doing it, by faithfully executing the order of Supreme Lord, Brahma was able to control his Jnanendriya and Karmendriya, means sense of perception and sense organs, and thus he engaged everything in service of Lord and become the best of tapasvis and become the creator of the universe.
Yeah.
That's we understood truly from the Bible.
Good, thank you very much. Yes. If you see in this, other points are, you have touched those points. I'll just elaborate more. And so Prabhupada is also writing the second paragraph, 4th, 5th line. Mundane manufactured sound has no potency as such, and seemingly transcendental sound received from an unauthorized source also has no potency. So-called we have so many channels, spiritual channels, they may be doing Bhagavatam or they may be speaking good things, but if the source is unauthorized, it has no potency. Okay, and the last line of this paragraph, and Prabhupada is writing, one should be qualified enough to discern such transcendental potency, and either by discriminating or by fortunate chance, if one is able to receive the transcendental sound from the bona fide spiritual master, his path of liberation is guaranteed. So we should be able to discern such transcendental potency, either by discriminating or by good fortune. Most of us, we have come here by great fortune. Okay, so once we have come here by great fortune, our path of liberation is guaranteed. Hare all. It's guaranteed. We are so fortunate. Yes.
It's written out during the calculations here, like one day of the demigods is equal to 1 year of ours. No?
I also couldn't understand this. 6 months are 12 hours. Yeah.
So 1 day of demigod is 6 months of ours.
12 hours of demigods are 6 months.
Total 1 day will be 365 days of ours, 1 year. So here like it should be 365 multiplied by 1000.
Yeah.
This is 1000 years, I think.
Something is wrong, because in 1,000 years of celestial years means 365,000 years.
Yeah, that's what kind of calculation.
Something is wrong. Yeah.
Okay, no sure.
Yeah.
So the second one is the experience of the time which the demigods have, like is that long, no? Like what we experience.
For
Like-
Brahmaji.
No, like whenever the calculation is, for Brahmaji, for Indra, for everyone, the experience of time which we are having is similar to the experience of time which they have.
No, I mean, it's relative. Brahmaji also has 100 years, we also have 100 years.
Yeah, that is true.
So in that time frame, Brahmaji must be feeling not that much, We are saying 365,000 years. For him only 1,000 years. Celestial 1,000 years. But Brahmaji's life is much more than that.
But the time factor is constant, no? So the experience of
No,
time.
it's relative.
Yeah.
I mean, as per him, 100 years only. For him, that's whatever we are facing, like an ant on the floor. He must also be 100 years. But her 100 years are, for an ant, we are like Brahmaji.
So the experience of time which we feel for 100 years, similarly Brahma will be feeling for his 100 years.
For his 100 years. For his 100 years.
Achha, okay.
But when we translate into our earthly years, oh, so huge. That. Yes.
In the purport here, it is mentioned that unauthorized persons hearing transcendental sound from unauthorized person has no potency.
Yeah.
So my question is, like, if someone is doing kirtan who is not a devotee, so it in what context it is said that it has no potency? Has it means that if it will have no potency or less potency? As when someone chants Hare Krishna, we appreciate it because he will have
So
get the credit.
So Bhaktivinoda Thakur discusses in Harinam Chintamani, if the chanter is having offensive mentality, then it will have a reverse effect. If he is innocent, he is just chanting, that's okay. But if he is chanting with the ulterior motive of becoming Krishna, then it will have a reverse effect on the hearer also. Vaishnava Mukhodgirnam Putam Harikritamritam Shravanam Naiva Kartavyam Sarpochishta Yathapaya. Okay. Because that mentality will go inside us. But if he doesn't know anything, just innocent, so that's called Chaya Namavas. And it's called Pratibim, the two Namavas he discusses. In one is this distorted faith, and in one is there's a reflection of the faith. Reflection of the faith is okay, but distorted faith is dangerous. So their faith is distorted. If it's not there, is an innocent, that's okay. So normally unauthorized means all these professional reciters, they have ulterior motives. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, with respect to time frame that Prabhuji was telling, like we say in early ages like Satyuga, Treta Yuga, the lifespan of humans were more lakh years than 1,000 years. And at that time also Brahma has 100 years.
They are also living for 100 years. For as per our calculation, they have 1 lakh years.
Okay.
Same context. I have this question in the same context that I think in third canto it is written that when Brahma created humans, so he gave them a lifespan of 100 years.
Yeah.
So, but in previous yuga we say that they have 1,000 years or 10,000 years. So does it all 100 years for similarly as for Brahma?
Yeah.
So it will be 100 years, but
It's varying as per the cycle. The duration of 100 years will vary.
okay. So when we say like he performed tapasya for 60,000 years, so it will be, according to them, it will be something 60 years.
Something like that. Yes, bro.
Like we heard that demigods, they get higher level of enjoyment because they have greater span of life. But they are having same span of life, so how are they getting higher enjoyment?
In reference to us, they are called Amar also, but they are not Amar. Demigods are referred as Amar also, no? They don't die. Okay. And also, I also heard that demigods don't leave this body like this, they just disappear.
Yeah.
They just disappear. So today you are here, you are like you're in a hotel, you have paid the fees, its duration is over, now get lost. Finished, you won't be visible. Wherever you gone, you back to the earth, in some other species or so. That way. So it's all relative actually. So in third canto we'll discuss, when we discuss that time, it's all relative. Okay.
Yeah, Shri Prabhupada is like Kali Yuga people have very, very short lifespan. But if it is equivalent, then how it is short?
Even 100 years we are not able to live, And that way also, because because in the cycle is there, Satyug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug. So they have long lives, that means they live longer, but Kali Yuga. You have read anywhere that Satyug, that the reference was different? You have some reference for that?
No, just logic.
Yeah. So I'll have to find out, because in the 12th canto we'll find out whether description of Kali Yuga is there. We can go into details. Yeah. Okay. So one should be qualified enough to discern. Okay. And otherwise Prabhu is writing, the disciple, however, must be ready to execute the order of the bona fide spiritual master, as the Lord Brahma executed the instruction of spiritual master, the Lord himself. Following the order of the spiritual master is the only duty of the disciple. Okay. And this completely faithful execution of the order of bona fide spiritual master is the secret of success. So after taking initiation, we have to really mana shiksha, educate our mind. Okay, because the biggest illusion is कि more I follow my mind, more I'll be happy. जितना मनमानी करूँगा उतना खुश रहूँगा. ये मन का राजा है, ये किसी की नहीं सुनता. तो मन का राजा नहीं, वो मन का दास है. तो मनमानी करके कभी भी हम खुश नहीं रह सकते. My Guru Maharaj used to say, if you follow your mind, you'll go to hell. Very strictly say, if you follow your mind, you are going to hell. So the Maya cheats us like this. If I just follow my mind, just do what I want to do, I'll be happy. प्रभु प्लीज लीव मी अलोन, मुझे छोड़ दो मेरे हाल पे मैं किसी को डिस्टर्ब नहीं करूँगा, मुझे अपना करने दो बस. It's very very dangerous position, very very dangerous, especially for the brahmacharis, because in the grahastha ashram, even if you say मुझे छोड़ दो, कोई छोड़ेगा नहीं आपको कुछ ना कुछ आपको जबरदस्ती करना ही पड़ेगा. But in brahmachari ashrams, we may create our own space, our own zone. Leave me alone, let me stay here. I just want to do. I'm not disturbing anyone. बस मुझे अपने मन की करने दो. It's a very dangerous zone. Okay, so this is the only completely faithful execution of the order of Bona Fide Spiritual is the secret of success, right? And Prabhupada is again writing, second, third line from bottom. Such execution of penance in full faith and sincerity made Brahmaji so powerful that he became the creator of the universe. Okay.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
there are some spiritual masters and the disciple taking initiation from them, and they gave the mantras like Radha, Radha, Radha. So if they chanted their mantra, so if they get delivered, if they get peace somewhere.
Depends if the spiritual master is bona fide or not.
There are some sampradayas that are connected with sampradayas.
Some sampradaya, Vaishnava sampradaya are connected.
Yeah.
So if the mantra is bona fide, spiritual master, his succession is bona fide, then get. And most of them, they are not bona fide.
What will happen to those people? Those who are not bona fide and giving initiation, what will happen to them, the crowd who they are following? What will happen to them?
So if they are not bona fide, as per Ishopanishad, all the spiritual masters along with their disciples will go to the darkest region of hell.
Even if they leave their bodies at Vrindavan.
And even
For-
they chant the name of holy names.
Yeah, even they are chanting the holy name, some holy name. Prabhupada said any.
So I
any
think
name of God, you can
both of you can go into PhD for this. It's a good research topic. It's a good research topic. So on one side there's a potency of the Dham, potency of the holy name. But ultimately, spiritual life, devotional service doesn't mean performance of some certain rituals. It all depends on your intentions. Intentions are most important. Bhagagrahi Janardana. Intentions are very, very important. Despite knowing everything, that I am not from bona fide spiritual disciplic succession, if one is initiating, Prabhupada was writing yesterday, we read, it is illegal. So that way. So it all depends on our intentions. So it's not black and white. Okay. Because Dham has its potency, holy name has its potency. Depends on the person, with which intentions he was performing bhajan, all those things. Right?
If intentions are pure in following these things, he may.
Yeah, he may be elevated. He may get next birth in the association of good devotees and then he may be elevated. Okay, should we move ahead? Tasmai swalokam bhagavan sabhajita sandarshayamas param nayat param vyapeta sancho shavimoha sadvasam swadrishtavadbhi purushe abhipshutam. Okay, now he is describing the Vaikuntha. So he is giving the description of Vaikuntha. Translation, please.
The personality of Godhead, being thus very much satisfied with the penance of Lord Brahma, was pleased to manifest his personal abode, Vaikuntha, the supreme planet above all others. This transcendental abode of the Lord is adored by all self-realized person, freed from all kinds of miseries and fear of illusionary existence.
Yeah. So now the description of Vaikuntha is given. Initially, what Vaikuntha is not. So there is no fear, there are no miseries, there is no Maya. It is being given. Okay. So here's a purport, please.
The troubles of penance accepted by Lord Brahma were certainly in the line of devotional service bhakti. Otherwise, there was no chance that Vaikuntha or Swalokam, the Lord's personal abode, would become visible to Brahmaji. The personal abodes of the Lord known as Vakunthas, are neither mythical nor material as conceived by the impersonalist, but realization of the transcendental abodes of the Lord is possible only through devotional service, and thus the devotees enter into the such abodes. There is undoubtedly trouble in executing penance, but the trouble accepted in executing bhakti yoga is transcendental happiness from the beginning, whereas the trouble of the penance in other process of self-realization, Gyan Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, etc., without any Vaikuntha realization, and in troubles only and nothing more. There is no profit in beating husks without grains.
Yeah.
Similar,
Yeah, please. Similarly, there is no profit in getting troublesome penances other than bhakti yoga for self. Yesterday we discussed that the case of a son-in-law going to his in-law's house. Okay, so even if we start performing tapasya in the beginning of Krishna consciousness, we start getting reciprocation. And we start getting reciprocation from the Lord, and we get some bliss. That motivates us to follow more. When we joined, it was not so easy to come for the morning programs, But when we start coming for the morning program, we start relishing it. Now it has become a kind of if we miss morning program, we feel bad. Now it's a tapasya. If you want to punish someone, you don't come for morning. We miss something if we miss morning program. So right from the beginning, if we perform tapasya, we start getting some bliss out of it. But in other process, it's suffering all through. Our destination is as good as journey. Their destination is miserable, our journey is also miserable. Okay. Next, executing bhakti yoga is exactly like sitting on the lotus sprouted out of the abdomen of the transcendental personality of Godhead, for Lord Brahma was seated there. Brahmaji was able to please the Lord, and the Lord was also pleased to show Brahmaji his personal abode. अपना घर दिखा दिया, बहुत बड़ी बात है. The abode of the Lord is not mythical, not material, spiritual. So घर दिखा दिया अपना, देखो. So that means the Lord was so pleased with Brahmaji, right? Okay, we come to the next. Pravartate yatra rajastamastayo sattvam cha mishram cha nacha kala vikrama na yatra maya kimuta pare hare anuvrata yatna sura surarchita. Yes.
In that personal abode of the Lord, the material modes of ignorance and passion do not prevail, nor is there any of their influence and goodness. There is no predominance of the influence of time. So want to speak of the illusory external energy. It cannot enter that region. Without discrimination, both the demigods and the demons worship the Lord as devotees.
Yeah, okay. So this is the three-path vibhuti of the Lord. And okay, so you can read from the second paragraph, please. The whole situation there is. Second paragraph.
The whole situation there is one of freedom from the illusory manifestation of the external energy. Although illusory energy is also part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, illusory energy is differentiated from the Lord. The illusory energy is not, however, false as claimed by the monist philosophers. The rope accepted as a snake may be an illusion to a particular person, but the rope is a fact, and the snake is also a fact. The illusion of water on the hot desert may be illusion for the ignorant animal searching for water in the desert. But the desert and water are actual facts. Therefore, the material creation of the Lord may be an illusion to the non-devotee, but to a devotee, even the material creation of the Lord is a fact, as the manifestation of his external energy. But this energy of the Lord is not all. The Lord and his internal energy also, which has another creation known to be the Vaikuntha Lokas, where there is no ignorance, no passion, no illusion, and no past and present. With a poor fund of knowledge, one may be unable to understand the existence of such things as the Vaikuntha atmosphere, but that does not nullify its existence. That spacecraft cannot reach these planets does not mean that there are no such planets, for they are described in the revealed scriptures.
Yeah. Okay. So in Vaikuntha, this is a negative description of Vaikuntha. There is no passion, that means there is no creation. There is no ignorance, that is no destruction. Okay. There is no goodness, no such kind of maintenance is required, no effect of time. Okay, but still, then you come to the last paragraph. The conclusion may be drawn.
The conclusion may be drawn that because of complete absence of the mundane qualities of ignorance and passion in Vaikuntha, there is no question of creation or annihilation. In the material world, everything is created and everything is annihilated, and the duration of life between the creation and annihilation is temporary. In the transcendental realm, there is no creation and no destruction, and thus the duration of life is eternal unlimitedly. In other words, everything in the transcendental world is everlasting, full of knowledge and bliss without deterioration. Since there is no deterioration, there is no past, present, or future in the estimation of time. It is clearly stated in this verse that influence of time is conspicuous by its absence. The whole material existence is manifested by actions and reactions of elements which make the influence of time prominent in the matter of past, present, and future. There are no such actions and reactions of cause and effects there. So the cycle of birth, growth, existence, transformations, deterioration, and annihilation, the 6 material changes, are not existent there. It is the unalloyed manifestation of the energy of the Lord, without illusion as experienced here in the material world. The whole Vaikuntha existence proclaims that everyone there is a follower of the Lord. The Lord is the chief leader there, without any competition for leadership. And the people in general are all followers of the Lord. It is confirmed in the Vedas, therefore, that the Lord is the chief leader and all other living entities are subordinate to him, for only the Lord satisfied all the needs of all other living.
So no elections, nothing. Krishna doesn't have to fight elections. Krishna is undisputed leader. Ekla Ishwar Krishna are sab bharatya. Okay. So time is there, but the effect of time is not there. It's not that time is not present there. Time is present in spiritual world, but effect of time is not there. There is no destruction. Yeah.
In the translation it is mentioned both the demigods and demons worship the Lord as devotees.
Yeah.
So are demons also present in the spiritual world?
Demons are not present in the spiritual world because demons means they are envious of Krishna. Okay. But I was checking this translation in Vishwanath Thakur's commentary. He is writing, in Vaikuntha the inhabitants are fully dedicated to the Lord and are worshipable by the devas, asuras and devotees. He is writing as worshipable. But here Prabhupada is writing as devotees. So normally, but in Bhagavatam there comes that the demons are not there, but a kind of impression is created. Certain rumors are created. Kaliya is coming, this demon is coming to increase the rasa. That is there. But here maybe it means that he is worshipable. The worship as a devotees, because demons are not present as such in Vaikuntha. Okay. 10th verse. Now, if it is yes, Prabhu.
You told that time is there, but effect of time is not there.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that, Prabhu?
Time is there because time is under the control of Krishna. Krishna wants to perform Ras Leela. Even in the night time, you have seen that painting, no? The reddish hue is there. It's only all in Krishna's control. But effect of time is not there. It's not that you're getting old. Time is a destroying potency. It destroys everything. But in a spiritual world, everything is eternal. No past, present. Everything is present. But time is there. When Krishna wants, the night should be there, night will come. When Krishna wants, the sun should be there, sun will come, moon will come.
Day and night is there.
Day and night are there. In the morning Krishna goes for herding. In the evening he comes back. Just for facilitating the pastime. In the night he is separated from the cowherd boys. They are feeling separation. In the daytime gopis are feeling separation. So to enhance that loving feelings, the time is there. Under the control of Krishna. But time doesn't destroy anything there. Effect of time is not there.
If there is no sun, so if Krishna wants, then sun.
Yeah. If sun is there in this material world, how can it be absent in spiritual world? Material world is a reflection of the spiritual world. Nadal Bhasate Surya means the spiritual world is not dependent on sun and moon for lighting. It is self-effulgent. It was to stress that point. And the material world is tamas. It depends on sun and moon for lighting. But spiritual world is self-effulgent. It doesn't require any sun or doesn't require any moon. In that context. Right? Now, if someone may say there is no mode of passion, ignorance, goodness, that means there is no variety in the spiritual world. No. This is unalloyed goodness, but this is also variety is also there. Okay? Now we can see Shama Vadata Shatapatra Lochna Pishanga Vastra Surucha Supeshasa Sarva Chaturbhava Nishanna Mane Praveka Nishkama Bhrana Suvaschasha. Yes.
The inhabitants of the Vaikuntha planets are described as having a glowing sky, bluish complexion. Their eyes resemble lotus flower, their dress is of yellowish color, and their bodily features were very attractive. They are just the age of growing youths. They all have 4 hands.
All youth forum.
They are all nicely decorated with pearls necklace with ornaments, medallions, and they appear to be effulgent.
Okay. So they have, all the same bodily features as the Lord. Only difference is the Shrivats mark. Okay. Next. Pravala Vedure Mrinal Varchasha Pari Furut Kundala Mauli Malina. Read please.
Some of them are effulgent like coral and diamonds in complexion and have garlands on their heads, blooming like lotus flowers, and some wear earrings.
Okay. Bhraji Shunirbhi Yaparito Virajate Lasad Vimana Valabir Mahatmana Vidyotamana Pramadotya Vidyubhi Savidyo Adhribhravalarbhi Yatha Nabha.
The Vaikuntha planets are also surrounded by various airplanes, all glowing and brilliantly situated. These airplanes belong to the great Mahatmas or devotees of the Lord. The ladies are as beautiful as lightning because of their celestial complexions, and all these combined together appear just like the sky, decorated with both clouds and lightning.
Yeah. In the 3rd canto also, this description is given in the episode of Jai Vijay, and they say how all the male and females are very, very beautiful, but still they are not attracted with each other. Both of them glorify Krishna, Supreme Lord. Okay. Okay. So Prabhupada is writing, it appears that the Vaikuntha planets, they are also airplanes, brilliantly glowing, and they are occupied with the great devotees of the Lord, with ladies of celestial beauty as brilliant as lightning. Okay. So Prabhupada in the last is writing, as they are airplanes, ladies and gentlemen, so there must be cities, houses and everything else just suitable to the particular planets. One should not carry the ideas of imperfection from this world to the transcendental world, and not take into the consideration the nature of the atmosphere as completely free from the influence of time, etc., as described previously. Okay. Shirayatar Rupani Urgaya Padayo Karoti Manam Bahuda Vibhutabhi Prenkham Shritaya Kusuma Kriyangure Vigriryamana Priya Karma Gayati.
The goddess of fortune, in her transcendental form, is engaged in the loving service of the Lord's lotus feet, and being moved by the black bees, followers of spring, she is not only engaged in variegated pleasure, service to the Lord, along with her constant companion, but is also engaged in singing the glories of the Lord's activities.
Yeah, either she is serving the Lord, massaging his feet, or she is glorifying the Lord's activities. Dadarsha tatra khilasatvatam patim shriya patim yagya patim jagat patim sunanda nanda prabalaranadabhi swapashadagre parisevitam vibhu.
Lord Brahma saw in the Vaikuntha planets the personality of Godhead, who is the Lord of the entire devotee community. the Lord of the goddess of virtue, the Lord of all sacrifices, and the Lord of the universe, and who is served by the foremost servitors like Nanda, Sunanda, Karbal, and Arahant, his immediate associates.
So when we speak of the king, we have his associates also. Similarly, when the Lord is there, his confidential associates are also there. Okay. Now the very nicely description of Lord is given. Bhratte prasada abhimukham dragasvam prasanna hasaruna lochananam kiritinam kundilinam chaturbhujam pitam sukham vakshasi lakshitam shriya. Thank you.
The personality of Godhead seen leaning favorably towards his loving servitors. His very sight, intoxicating and attractive, appeared to be very much satisfied. He had a smiling face decorated with an enchanting reddish hue. He was dressed in yellow robes and wore earrings and a helmet on his head. He had 4 arms, and his chest was marked with the lines of the goddess of fortune.
Very beautiful words, Bhratte prasadan abhimukham. Bhratte prasadat abhimukham. Always, the Lord's disposition is always, he is favorably disposed towards his servants. Bhratte prasada. Lord always wants to bestow mercy. Even if you see the deities are always smiling. And deities always, it will appear that deities want to give us blessings. So, it is their nature. Bhakte prasadat avimukham draga asavam. So vision of the Lord is intoxicating.
So in Golok Vrindavan, many devotees, they have different colors of their body. Some are white, some are pink, some are blue, some are other color. But here we read in Bhagavatam, they are all bluish color.
No, previous verse was
Coral color was there.
different colors were there. Previous verse was showing that. Previous 2-3 verses before, it was given. Some of them are effulgent like coral and diamonds in complexion, have garlands on their heads. It's given.
Yes, 12th verse.
Yeah, it's given. Okay. So, we were in which verse?
16.
16.
17.
16. So that's how the Lord's description is also given. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe this is Garbhodaksha Vishnu interacting.
Yeah. Actually, in after Chatur Shloki Bhagavatam, Prabhupada in the purport is saying that Brahmaji had a direct vision of Krishna. Prabhupada is writing that. Okay. So we read the purport here in Padam Puran, Uttarakhand.
In the Padma Puran, Uttarakhand, there is a full description of the Yog Feet, or the particular place where the Lord is in audience to his eternal devotees. In the Yog Feet, the personifications of religion, knowledge, opulence, and initiation are all seated at the lotus feet of the Lord. The 4 Vedas, namely Rig, Sam, Yajur, and Atharva, are present there personally to advise the Lord. The 16 energies headed by Chanda are all present there. Chanda and Kumud are the first 2 doorkeepers. At the middle door are the doorkeepers named Bhadra and Subhadra. And at the last door are Jai and Vijay. There are other doorkeepers also named Kumud, Kumudaksha, Pundrika, Vamana, Shankukarna, Sarvanetra, Sumukha, etc. The Lord's palace is well decorated and protected by the above mentioned doorkeepers.
नाम याद कर लें, जरूरत पड़ेगी. We should know the names of the doorkeeper. Okay.
Why there are so many doorkeepers? Seems to be a very busy place.
Must be, yes. Yeah, as such the doorkeepers are not required. What kind of protection is required? But still, Lord is a king and they are just out as a service. Must be there. I don't know. When we go there, then we'll find out what is the job description.
What is the meaning of Kumuda? 3 times they came, the Chanda and Kumuda, the Kumuda.
My name is also Kumud. That's why.
Achha. Then you should explain. You are the first gate. Good. तो हमको पहचान लेना प्रभु हैं. Okay. अरण्यासन् आस्थितं परं मृतं चतुषोडश पञ्चशक्तिभिः युक्तं भगैश्वेतरित्र च तद्भुवे स्वयेव धामन् रममाणमीश्वरम्.
The Lord was seated on his throne and was surrounded by different energies like the 4, the 16, the 5, and the 6 natural opulences, along with other insignificant energies of the temporary character. But he was the actual Supreme Lord enjoying his own abode.
Okay. So, purport?
The Lord is naturally endowed with his 6 opulences. Specifically, he is the richest, he is the most powerful, he is the most famous, he is the most beautiful, he is the greatest in knowledge, and he is the greatest renouncer as well. And for his material creative energies, he is served by 4, namely the principles of Prakriti, Purusha, Mahatattva, and Ego. He is also served by 16, namely the 5 elements, earth, water, air, fire, and sky, the 5 perceptive sense organs, the eye, ear, nose, tongue, and skin, the 5 working sense organs, the hand, the leg, the stomach, the evacuation outlet, and the genitals, and the mind. The 5 includes the sense objects, namely from form, taste, smell, ground, and touch. All these 25 items serve the Lord in the material creation, and all of them are personally present to serve the Lord. The insignificant opulences, remembering 8, the Ashtasiddhis attained by yogis for temporary overlordship, are also under his control. But he is naturally full with all such powers without any abode, and therefore he is the Supreme Lord.
So all these, these are the material energies, earth, water, fire, air, ether. No? But still, as I said before, nothing can exist in this material world without they having their spiritual counterpart in the spiritual world. Okay? So all they are having in the spiritual form, earth, water, fire, they have their spiritual forms also. And they are serving the Lord. Okay? Because material world is a poverty reflection. So here the earth, water, fire, ether, they are jad. They are without consciousness. But here in the Golok spiritual world, they have their spiritual consciousness also. No? Like if Krishna wants to meet Radharani, the earth can contract. Immediately they can meet. If they want to increase the separation, the distance will increase. The earth in the summer, it can become cold. In winter, it will become hot, like the caves of Govardhan. Similarly, Yamuna, it sometimes can freeze, sometimes can stop flowing. So everyone has consciousness there. So they are all serving. And their Ashtasiddhis are the temporary opulence of the Lord. Lord has the 6 opulences. They are always, Ashtasiddhis are the temporary. Whenever Lord wants, he can use them. Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, the purport, it mentions 5 working sense organs like karmendriyas.
Yeah.
So it mentions the hand, legs, and instead of the voice, it mentions the stomach. So is it because the stomach is the origin of voice? Something like that?
Maybe, yes. I couldn't notice it. Thank you.
Here it is voice. In my version it is voice.
It's a voice written? Achha.
In book it is written the stomach.
In mine also it's coming stomach. Maybe they have changed it. Or
It's 2019 Veda base. So
yeah. So voice must be. Okay. We come to the next one. Tadarshanaala paripulantaro rishya tanu prema bhara shulochana nanama padam bujasasya vikshak yatvaram hansena patha vigamyate.
Lord Brahma, thus seeing the personality of Godhead is thus in his fullness, was overwhelmed with joy within his heart, and thus in full transcendental love and ecstasy, his eyes filled with tears of love. He thus bowed down before the Lord. That is the way of the highest perfection of the living being, Paramhamsa.
Just imagine after performing tapasya, now he is getting the darshan of the Lord, darshan of the Vaikuntha, darshan of the inhabitants of the Vaikuntha. So he is overwhelmed with ecstasy. Okay, so yeah, right. So read the purport, please.
Shall we from the beginning?
Yeah, you can start from here. Prabhupada is saying that spiritual world exists, it's a reality, and one should surrender to the Supreme Lord to be saved from the miseries of life. Unfortunately, persons with, in the middle of the paragraph,
unfortunately, persons with impious backgrounds do not believe in the personality of Godhead, and everyone wants to become God himself without any qualification. This malicious nature in the conditioned soul continues even up to the stage when a person wants to be one with the Lord, and thus even the greatest of the empiric philosophers speculating on becoming one with the Supreme Lord cannot become a Paramhamsa because the malicious mind is there. Therefore, the Paramhamsa stage of life can be attained only by those who are fixed in the practice of Bhakti Yoga. This Bhakti Yoga begins if a person has the firm conviction that simply discharging devotional service to the Lord in full transcendental love can elevate him to the highest perfection stage of life. Brahmaji believed in this art of Bhakti Yoga. He believed in the instruction of the Lord to execute tapa, and he discharged the function with great penance and thus achieved the great success of seeing the Vaikuntha Lokas and the Lord also by personal experience.
last second paragraph, following in the footsteps.
Following the footsteps of Lord Brahma, any person, even up to this day, can attain the same perfection by following the path of the Paramahamsa as recommended herein. Lord Chaitanya also approved of this method of self-realization for men in this age. One should first, with all conviction, believe in the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, and without making efforts to realize him by speculative philosophy, one should prefer to hear about him from the Srimad Bhagavad Gita and later from the text of the Srimad Bhagavatam. One should hear such discourses from a person, Bhagavatam, and not from the professional man or from the karmi, jnani or yogi. That is the secret of learning the science. One does not need to be in the renounced order of life. He can remain in his present condition of life, but he must search out the association of a bona fide devotee of the Lord and hear from him the transcendental message of the Lord with faith and conviction. That is the path of the Paramahamsa recommended herein. Amongst various holy names of the Lord, he is also called Ajita, or one who can never be conquered by anyone else. Yet he can be conquered by the Paramahamsa path, as practically realized and shown by the great spiritual master, Lord Brahma.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. So I is quoting Brahmaspare also, this very famous verse, so you all know that. Okay, so we'll come to the next verse. Tam priyamanam samupasthitam kavi praja visarge nishasanaranam bhavasha ishat smit shochi shagira priya priyam pritamana kare spashan. Yeah.
And seeing Brahma present before him, the Lord accepted him as a worthy to create living beings, to be controlled as he desired. And thus, being much satisfied with him, the Lord shook hands with Brahma and slightly smiling, addressed him thus.
Yes, purport.
Purport. The creation of the material world is not blind or accidental. The living entities who are ever conditioned or nitya-baddha are thus given a chance for liberation under the guidance of his own representative like Brahma. The Lord instructs Brahma in Vedic knowledge in order to diffuse this knowledge to the conditioned souls. The conditioned souls are forgetful souls in their relationship with the Lord, and thus the period of creation and the process of dissemination of the Vedic knowledge are necessary activities of the Lord. Lord Brahma has a great responsibility in delivering the conditioned souls, and therefore he is very dear to the Lord. Brahma also does his duty very perfectly, not only by generating the living entities but also by spreading his party for reclaiming the fallen souls. The party is called the Brahma Sampradaya, and any member of this party to date is naturally engaged in reclaiming the fallen souls back to Godhead, back home. The Lord is very much anxious to get back his parts and parcels as stated in the Bhagavad Gita. No one is more dear than the one who takes the task of reclaiming the fallen souls back to Godhead. There are many renegades from the Brahma Sampradaya whose only business is to make men more forgetful of the Lord and thus entangle them more and more in material existence. Such persons are never dear to the Lord, and the Lord sends them deeper into the darkest region of matter so that such envious demons may not be able to know the Supreme Lord. Anyone, however, preaching the mission of the Lord in the line of the Brahma Sampradaya is always dear to the Lord, and the Lord, being satisfied with such a preacher of the authorized bhakti cult, shakes hand with him in great satisfaction.
Okay, very nice verse, So it says, Priya Priyam Preet Manha Kare Sprashan. Last line of the verse. Okay. So Priya, the beloved, Priyam Preet Manha Kare Sparshan. So Lord was so pleased with the Brahmaji. Kare Sparshan. It's not written shake hand, but Kare Sparshan. He's touching the hand, in a reassuring way, Don't worry, I am with you, like this. Like that. Kare Sparshan. Kare hand Sparshan. So that way, the Lord is so pleased with the austerities and penances of Brahmaji. And Prabhupada is inspiring all of us that if we also, Brahmaji has this vision of reclaiming the conditioned soul. So if we are engaged in this preaching mission, we also will get the opportunity to get this sparsh, touch of Lord's hands. Okay, so now Lord starts speaking. And Lord is very much pleased with Brahmaji. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Tvayaham Toshita Samyak Ved Garbha Sisakshaya Chiram Pratena Tapsa Dustosha Kuta Yoginam. Yes.
Hare Krishna. The beautiful personality of Godhead addressed Lord Brahma. O Brahma, impregnated with the Vedas, I am very much pleased with your long accumulated penance with the desire of creation. Hardly am I pleased with the pseudo mystics.
So, Tvaya Aham Toshita Samyak. I am completely pleased with you. Samyak means completely. Ved Garbha Sisakshaya. So, for creation you did this tapasya. Ved Garbha. So, Vishwa Thakur is saying, although Brahma is not yet, spoken Vedas, he is a potential Ved Garbha. After hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, he will be the source of Vedas. So, Lord is addressing him as such, Ved Garbha. Chiram Bhratena Tapsa. You have performed a tapasya for a long time. Although Brahma didn't perform tapasya for a long time. 3,65,000 years of 311 trillion years is nothing. Hiranyakashipu performed tapasya for 36,000 years. So that was a big tapasya. In comparison to Hiranyakashipu's life. Proportionately. So Brahmaji just gave 3,65,000 years out of the life of 311 trillion years. It's nothing. But still Lord is very pleased because of the intention of the tapasya. Okay. So Lord is saying, बहुत किया, बहुत ज़्यादा तपस्या, कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं किया ब्रह्मा जी ने. But Lord is so pleased. चिरम, बहुत भृतेन तपस्या, आपने इतनी तपस्या की. So when someone is very pleased, his small service will appear very big. So why he is pleased? Because of the intentions of the Brahma. Okay. Like when the Brahma will create Manu and what was his name? Satrupa. Swayambhu Manu and Satrupa. So just they immediately after appearing, Manu said, what is my service? He didn't do any service, he didn't start his service, but because he was having this wonderful service attitude, Brahma was very pleased with him. Srila Prabhupada, every time he used to meet his spiritual master, he used to ask, how can I serve you? It was not just tongue service. Prabhupada was really meaning it. So his spiritual master was very pleased. So just by seeing the service attitude and in the attitude in which the tapasya was performed, the Lord was very much pleased. Toshita Samyak. And he is writing, Dustosha Kuta Yoginam. And those who perform tapasya for sense gratification with ulterior motives, I am not satisfied at all. It's not that we can please the Lord with tapasya. Brahma's tapasya could please the Lord because of his devotional attitude. Okay? What is the point? Okay? Prabhupada is writing, there are two kinds of penances, one for sense gratification and other for self-realization. There are many pseudo mystics who undergo severe penances for their own satisfaction, and there are others who undergo severe penances for the satisfaction of the senses of the Lord. Okay? So that's all. The last 3 lines. The ultimate purpose of Vedic knowledge is to know the Lord and not to misuse the knowledge for any other purposes. Those who do not utilize the Vedic knowledge for that purpose are called Kuti yogis, who the pseudo-transcendentalists who spoil their lives with ulterior motives. So everything depends on our motive. And we are in the association of devotees to purify our motives. You know? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also has said, our is a Sankirtan Andolan. We should always serve the holy name, never enjoy the holy name. You know? Chaitanya Prabhupada is writing in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu never enjoyed the holy name. He served the holy name. Okay. So we are here to serve the holy name. Okay. So whatever ulterior motives, conditioned soul means he has ulterior motives. That's why we are here. We have prithak bhav. We want to enjoy separately from Krishna. That is our motive. So we have, but because we are now, fortunately we are in the association of devotees, we have taken initiation. The whole purpose of sadhana is to purify my motives. Okay. So even if we have ulterior motives, can we perform pure devotional service or no?
Yes. By the period of time, the motive will purify.
By the time, but not now, presently.
You can.
How?
Under the proper guidance of.
Okay. With that guidance, what will you do?
I should reveal my real motive to.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Good. Is it making any sense?
Makes sense.
What do you say? At present stage also can we perform Anya Vilashita Shunya?
Only under the guidance.
Yeah. Yes, right from the beginning we should strive for this. You know, I may be having lot of material desires in my heart, but the purpose of performing devotional service should not be to fulfill these material desires. So then I can perform Anya Vilashita Shunya. I'm not chanting to fulfill my ulterior motive. I'm just chanting to please my spiritual master. I'm serving to please my spiritual master. There may be desires for name, fame, adoration. I'll keep them aside. No. So I'll perform it for the pleasure. So we have to practice right from the beginning. Sometimes there's a misunderstanding. Prabhu abhi to abhi hai, karne do, dhire dhire hoga. So dhire dhire karte karte puri umar nikal jati hai. You know. Once whatever practices we start following in our formative years, it continues. It's very difficult to change our modes, change our gears, because we get used to that. Okay? So right from the beginning, even the newcomers are coming, we should train them like this only. Right from the beginning, we should try to follow Anya Vilashita Shunya, because only by following this Uttama Bhakti, we can transcend the modes. If you're performing devotional service in the modes only, it will take a very, very long time to transcend the modes. Okay? So even though our heart may be full of material desires, full of anarthas, we should strive for pure devotional service. Then we won't be ku-yogi. No? Here Prabhupada is writing Kuta-yogi. Kuta-yogi means with Kuta-niti, with ulterior motives. So right from beginning we should strive for to be su-yogi, not Kuta-yogi. Yeah? Okay.
We should serve the holy name, not enjoy the holy name. But we enjoy holy name while chanting and dancing.
Enjoy means purpose should not be chalo yaar maje lete hain. Starting mein people come for yaar bada अच्छा लगता है नाचना है. No, we come like this. आनंद लेने आते चलो यार नाचते हैं. So in the beginning it is okay when newcomer is coming, but after taking initiation, understanding the glories of the holy name is not different from Krishna. We have to serve the holy name. The spirit should be to serve the holy name. Mahaprabhu never enjoyed the holy name. He served the holy name. He is relishing. It is reciprocation from the holy name. Spirit of service should be. Right? Okay. Varam varam bhadram te varesham ma vichittam brahmachre parishrama punsa madarsanavadhi.
I wish you good luck, O Brahma. You may ask from me, the giver of all benediction, all that you may desire. You may know that the ultimate benediction, as a result of all penances, is to see me by realization.
So Lord is so pleased. Please ask me anything, I am what? I am Varesham. I am the topmost giver of benedictions. Even the demigods would give benedictions, those benedictions are also sanctioned by me. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter. So Varesham, I am the topmost giver of benediction. So please ask me any benediction. But just for your information, you are seeing me is the biggest benediction itself. You are seeing me, this itself is the biggest benediction. Okay? Right? Is the purport, please?
The ultimate realization of the Supreme Truth is knowing and seeing face to face the personality of Godhead. Realization of the impersonal Brahman and localized Paramatma, features of the personality of Godhead, is not ultimate realization. When one realizes the Supreme Lord, one does not struggle hard to perform such penances. The next stage of life is to discharge devotional service to the Lord just to satisfy Him. In other words, one who has realized and seen the Supreme Lord has attained all perfection, because everything is included in that highest perfectional stage. The impersonalists and the pseudo-mystics, however, cannot reach this state.
Yeah. Okay. Seeing the Lord face to face, When will we be able to see the Lord face to face in our 9 stages of Shraddha to Prem? Yeah. In the bhav we will have darshan, but that darshan will not be consistent, sporadic darshan. The Lord will disappear. But when it reaches the stage of Prem, then we can see, we can talk and everything. So Brahma is just having interaction with the Lord, because the Lord is very pleased. So that's why Prabhu is in the highest perfectional stage. Okay. Manishita anubhavoyam mam lokavalokanam yad upshriyate rahasi chakartha paramam tapaha.
The highest perfectional in unity is personal reception of my abode. And this has been possible because of your submissive attitude in the performance of several penance according to my order.
Yeah. So Lord is so pleased. Severe penance, very long penance, submissive attitude. They are all wonderful qualities of Brahmaji. Okay. So purport.
The highest perfectional stage of life is to know the Lord by actual perception, by the grace of the Lord. This can be attained by everyone who is willing to discharge act of devotional service to the Lord, as enjoined in the revealed scriptures that are standard and respected by bona fide acharya, spiritual master. For example, the Bhagavad Gita is the approved Vedic literature accepted by all great acharya such as Shankar, Ramanuja, Madhava, Chaitanya, Vishwanath, Baladev, Siddhanta Saraswati, and many others. In that Bhagavad Gita, the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, asks that one always be mindful of Him, always be His devotee, always worship Him only, and always bow down before the Lord. And by doing so, one is sure to go back to home, back to Godhead. Without any doubt, in other place, also the same order is there, that one give up all other engagement and fully surrender unto the Lord without hesitation. And the Lord will give such a devotee all protection. These are the secret of attaining highest professional
Prabhupada
stage.
is quoting 18.65, 18.66, the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Yeah.
Lord Brahma exactly floored these principles without any superiority complex, and thus he attained the highest professional stage of experiencing the abode of Lord and the Lord himself with all his
See,
paraphernalia.
this is how wonderful. Without any superiority complex, without any pride, in a submissive attitude, Brahmaji followed this. So Prabhupada is writing, anyone can reach to this stage. Okay, and Brahmaji was all alone. There was no one guiding him. There was no one pushing him. Prabhu, उठ जाओ, get up, perform तपस्या करनी है, उठो, चलो. He was all alone. No one was guiding him. No one was watching him. So it was his wonderful attitude, service attitude, in a very submissive attitude, without any superiority complex, without any deception. He just followed with clear vision. Okay, right. The word manishita, last lines, is significant. Everyone is falsely or factually proud of his so-called learning. But the Lord says the highest perfectional stage of learning is to know Him and His abode devoid of all illusion. Yes, Prabhu. Right.
It is said that the Lord will give such a devotee all protection.
Yeah.
So many places I have heard this, and like many times the doubt is coming. Like not doubt in this statement. It is like my misgivings, but like protection means the Lord protects the consciousness. And many times while executing devotional service, even like our intention is also good, but even while the intention is good, some disturbances are coming in the mind, and which is affecting our devotional service in negative ways. At that time, even though we are praying desperately, sometimes the things are not happening. So how we at that time a feeling comes like, where is the protection? So how do we understand this?
Yeah. So you're right. Sometimes we feel that one old sanskar, our mind is very heavy with old impressions, sanskars, and sometimes they disturb us, and then we may not feel protected. Okay. In the further purpose, we'll study that. The Lord is very intelligent. The Lord wants to see how desperate we are. Okay. His Holiness Devamit Swami Maharaj has written a very nice small book, Bhakti Bhav. In that book, he is mentioning sometimes when we are chanting, we may get some lusty thoughts, old impressions. Okay, so he is saying it is all given by Super Soul only. Okay, and the Super Soul is examining us. Now is the time. Whom will you choose? You will choose to hear the holy name, or you will choose to follow this lusty thought. Okay, so if you choose the holy name, okay, now the Lord will empower you more. If you choose a lusty thought, okay, you are still not so good. So that way, we are being examined also. So whenever such situations are coming, we should feel that Lord is just testing me. So how desperate I am, how desperately I am praying to the Lord. Okay, Lord is always protecting us. Okay, and the degree of protection, will be Rakshasiti Vishwaso. It will happen to that much degree, to the degree we follow the first two elements of surrender. Anukula se sankalpa, patikula se varjana. If we are following this strictly and we are confident, then Rakshasiti Vishwaso. If we are following Anukula se sankalpa, patikula se varjana, still we are doubtful, pata nahi Bhagavan karenge, nahi karenge. Then said, okay, if I am having doubts, okay, you remain doubtful only. I will solidify your doubts. So we should be fully confident, yes, and at the same time, to the degree I am following this, Anukula se sankalpa, Pratikula se varjana, Lord will surely protect me. Okay, and if such thoughts are coming, we should take it as a testing point for our consciousness, because we still have free will with us. Okay. So if I am not able to use my free will properly, then I should very humbly submit to the Lord. This time I have failed. But please give me one more chance. I will not let you down next time. Give me strength. So that way we can use our misgivings also, our anarthas also for propelling us forward in Krishna consciousness. Everything should be related with Krishna. Does it make some sense?
I feel Lord is so merciful that He has given millions of times.
Yeah,
Many years.
yeah. He's giving a chance. Again and again He's giving us chance. That's how He's protecting us. He's still not given up upon us. ये खराब बेकार है व्यक्ति यार ऐसा नहीं. He's not given up. He's still hopeful. नहीं सुधर जाएगा. That way. And we should also be grateful, and we should also take it as a test. Oh Lord, I failed this time. I'll pass this time. Thank you. Please give me more strength. That way.
Yeah. Is there any point when the Lord will give up?
Lord will never give up. Lord will never give up. Only time the Lord will give up is when we offend His dear devotees. Then He says, if this devotee recommends, then I'll take you up. Otherwise, I'll give you up. Otherwise, Lord never gives up. Yes, Prabhu.
I heard about His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Guru Maharaj.
Yeah.
He was also very merciful. He used to give unlimited chances. His tolerance powers was unlimited.
Yeah.
So, like in management, sometimes we feel, oh, enough is enough. Now we have to take some action.
Yeah.
So, what is best for the managers in that case?
Yeah. Very difficult question. Very difficult question, yeah. But what we learned from His Holiness Gopal Swami Maharaj, he was not managing actually, he was serving the devotees. Always he was serving the devotees. So whatever is best for the devotee, he used to do that. Whatever is best for the mission, he used to do that. No ego, nothing. I went to him, Maharaj, they really insulted me. In a meeting, some devotees really insulted me. I was very, very furious. Maharaj, they insulted me. Maharaj, very cool. So what? Maharaj, I've been insulted many times. Become thick-skinned. No? So that's how. So the only vision should be how to serve this devotee. So there are many incidents. If I start speaking, there are many incidents. I used to go, okay, अब पकड़ा गया, अब मजा आएगा, इसको मजा चुकाएंगे. ले आते थे महाराज के पास, तो महाराज बिल्कुल उल्टा डिसीजन देते थे. हमारे यार हद होगी कैसे बिल्कुल बहुत टाइम लगता था रिकंसाइल करने में. फिर बाद में समझ आता था. महाराज यूज्ड टू से if I take action against him, he'll stop chanting. और दूर तक देखते हैं, he'll stop chanting. I know he's doing all this, कुछ हेरा फेरी कर रहा है, कुछ कर रहा है, I know. But I have to push him forward. So he used to see his disciple, his spiritual life, everything he used to see overall, and then he used to take decision. So very difficult to understand sometimes. But at least when we are taking some decision, we have to take sometimes disciplinary action. But when we take some disciplinary action, we have all mixed up thoughts. It's mixed with envy, pride, to take revenge, and some element of compassion maybe there. So we all mixed up is there. So then we should be very, very careful, prayerful that okay, all these thoughts should not disturb my decision making. Whatever is good for him, let it come out. So if we pray and then do, I think that things move forward. What do you say? I catch you at the wrong time. Sorry for that. He's saying in the management we have to take some disciplinary action. So one should be tolerant and compassionate also. Like Krishna is always compassionate, Krishna is giving us chance.
That time I was awake.
Yeah.
While listening the answer. I see this from both the perspective, because if we, one of the quote of Radhanath Maharaj is that if we tolerate the deviation, then we are also the part of deviation. Yeah. So respecting that quote and maintaining the Vaishnava Satachar qualities also. So we prefer to take a combined decision so that it's not a one man's decision.
one man may be at fault, but 3-4 marriages combined together will reach to a mature conclusion, because we have to also see the justice on the part of those who are good, at the same time keeping a balance that the person who is guilty does not feel so bad that he moves away only.
Yeah, that way. There's a lot of balancing is required, and that's a good point. Group decision making now. So that balances out. Good. Thank you. Yes.
Devotees want to know like any 1 or 2 pastimes of Gopal Krishna Maharaj.
I have spoken many times. Means you must have heard it also. There was one person who was engaged in hundi counting. So he was counting and then he was siphoning also. So the complaint was there, but how to catch him? He was a devotee, initiated devotee. So then I made all arrangements. At that time CC camera was not there. I put camera in front of the web camera. I switched it on, put the computer on. He was not aware that there is any camera here. So I caught him siphoning and showed him picture. I thought, oh, kya kaam kiya maya. So I pressurized him. Kitna kar liya? So he just revealed, okay, around 2 to 3 lakhs. I said, okay, now I'll take you to Guru Maharaj. अब बताऊंगा ना. मैंने गया गुरु महाराज के पास. महाराज ऐसे ऐसा किया उसने, बताइए क्या करना है ना. So महाराज बोले क्यों किया आपने? I never asked him क्यों किया. महाराज ने पूछा क्यों किया. हमारी वाइफ बहुत बीमार है, हॉस्पिटल में बहुत खर्चा हो जाता है, तो इसीलिए ही वॉज गेटिंग सम मेंटेनेंस ऑल्सो, तो इसका मेंटेनेंस बढ़ा दो. हमारा चोरी की प्रमोशन कर दिया. मैं सबको बोल के गया था अपने, मैं कहा देख लो मजा चखाऊंगा आप तो. आप बोलते मैं एक्शन नहीं लेता, एक्शन लिया ना, पकड़ा गया. सैलरी बढ़ा दो, सैलरी बढ़ा दो, और वो पैसा वापस कर दो जो आपके पास है. कहाँ पे है? बोले बैंक में है, उसको वापस कर दो, इनका सैलरी बढ़ा दो और कोई दूसरी सेवा लगा दो. वापस आया, सब क्या हुआ क्या हुआ. कितना मुश्किल है मेरे को फेस करना. अरे क्या मतलब है प्रभु, ऐसे कैसे, जाओ महाराज से बात करो. So many times it happened like this, So that way, but it was very good decision. Now I realize, So this is the neophyte devotee will take action. Neophyte devotee will not go into details why he is doing like this, but a mature devotee will try to find out why you are doing like this. Addressing his concern. So Maharaj addressed his concern. At the same time, got the money back. Krishna's money should be back. At the same time, he should not engage in this kind of service, other service. So it was very good action. His concerns are fully addressed. So this is the maturity. This is how I learned. So that way. So Krishna is always willing, always waiting for us. Krishna is always working upon us. Krishna is always waiting for us. And Krishna is always willing. He is never giving up. So he is so compassionate, right? Okay. Patyadishtam maya tatra tvai karma vimohite tapo me hridayam sakshat atma aham tapaso nagha. Yeah.
O sinless Brahma, you may know from me that it was I who first ordered you to undergo penance when you were perplexed in your duty. Such penance is my heart and soul, and therefore penance and I are non-different.
Very wonderful verse, So he is saying, whatever benediction you want, you take it from me. But the topmost benediction you already have. You are having my darshan. And by the way, who told you to do tapa, it was me only. So Krishna is revealing. And then, tapo me hridayam sakshat. And such kind of tapasya is my heart and soul. And therefore, ataham tapso anagha. So I am non-different from this tapasya. So very nice, very encouraging. Okay, so please read the purport.
The penance by which one can see the personality of Godhead face to face is to be understood as devotional service to the Lord and nothing else, because only by discharging devotional service in transcendental love, can one approach the Lord. Such penance is the internal potency of the Lord and is non-different from Him. Such acts of internal potency are exhibited by a non-attachment for material enjoyment. The living entities are engaged in the conditions of material bondage because of their propensity for overlordship. But by engagement in the devotional service of the Lord, one becomes detached from this enjoying spirit. The devotees automatically become detached from worldly enjoyment, and this detachment is the result of perfect knowledge. Therefore, the penance of a devotional service includes knowledge and detachment, and that is the manifestation of the transcendental potency.
Yeah. So, such penance is the internal potency of the Lord. Okay. It's very important. So, when we are Krishna consciousness is the topmost of penance. So, Krishna consciousness, we are chanting, we are following four regulatory principles, we are reading scriptures. This is the penance, this is the internal potency of the Lord. And Lord is saying, I am non-different from this. Vishwanath Thakur has a very interesting commentary on this. We'll read this. Visible? Please read the commentary of Vishwanath Thakur.
Those were
commentary only.
I only spoke instruction to you when I spoke at the beginning of the creation. Tatra. When you were bewildered about what to do. Austerity indeed is my Shakti. It is my heart. This means that I desire that the Jiva give up enjoyment of material life. Since that is the favorable for bhakti. Yashaham anugranami harishyati tad dhanam shane. I will gradually take away the wealth from the person to whom I show mercy. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.18.8. These words are well known. If that austerity is performed for attaining me, it is my heart, but not otherwise. Without me as the goal, austerity is without life. Like a
corpse.
This is true for the materialistic who perform austerity with a desire for material pleasure. Even though you have performed austerity with a desire to create the universe, because I have inspired that desire and that austerity is pleasing to me, it is actually performed without desire. Thus I have showed you my planet.
Yeah. Okay. All the someone may say, Brahma ji ko creation karni thi, confused se isliye tapasya ki. But because the desire for creation was also given by the Lord. Okay. So it was for the pleasure of Krishna only. That's why Krishna is so pleased, and Krishna is saying, this tapasya is not different from me, and that's why Brahmaji got the topmost result. He could see the Lord, he could see the Vaikuntha Loka also. Okay. And if there is a tapasya performed without desire for pleasing the Lord, that tapasya is like a without life. Okay. Now, Prabhupada is writing the further purport. Okay. One cannot enjoy material illusory prosperity if he desires to return home back to Godhead. Okay. One who has no information of the transcendental bliss in the association of devotee, association of the Lord, foolishly desires to enjoy this temporary material happiness. So the Lord does what? In the Chaitanya Charitamrita also it says, when devotee wants bhakti also and bhakti also, the Lord does what? Takes away all his facilities. Right? Now from here, the foolish devotee of the Lord is thus put into the forcible penance by the grace of the Lord. And at the end devotee becomes perfectly happy being engaged in the service of the Lord. Therefore, penance in the devotional service of the Lord, either by voluntary submission or by being forced by the Lord, is necessary for attaining perfection. And thus such penance is the internal potency of the Lord. आप नहीं करोगे तो भगवान जबरदस्ती करवा देंगे. ठीक है ना? We say in the morning, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, but internal desire is, हाँ dhanam, हाँ janam, हाँ sundarim. थोड़ा सा ये भी मिल जाए और भक्ति भी मिल जाए. The Lord says, okay, you say Ha Dhanam Ha Janam and Sundari and you want devotional service also, I'll take away all Dhanam, Janam and Sundari. You know, forcefully. So either we better you give it ourselves or the Lord will take it away. But without penance, one cannot go to the Lord. And then penance is the internal potency of the Lord. So Lord has his own way of pulling the devotees into his shelter. You know, to Dhruv Maharaj was saying, I don't want anything, Maharaj, Lord gave him. You know, Narad Muni was a small child, Lord took away his mother. You know. So Lord has his own way, different strokes for different folks. You know what is good for his devotee, taking away the opulence or giving him the opulence. Right? Lord has his own way. Okay. One cannot, however, be engaged in the penance of devotional service without being completely free from all sins. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, only a person who is completely free from all reactions of sins can engage himself in the virtue of the Lord. Brahmaji was sinless and therefore he faithfully discharged the advice of the Lord, tap, and the Lord, being satisfied with him, awarded him the desired result. Therefore, only love and penance combined can please the Lord. This is a very powerful statement. We should perform tapasya not grudgingly. Kya phasa diya Prabhu ji ne, kya de diya mere ko. You know, if we have been asked to do some service, it's really austere for us, we should perform that austerity with love. Okay? Therefore, only love and penance combined can please the Lord, and thus one is able to attain his complete mercy. He directs the sinless, and the sinless devotee attains the highest perfection of life. Okay? We may not perform austerities beginning with love, but at least with duty, but not grudgingly. If you are performing services with grudges, no, Lord will not be happy. Spiritual master will not be happy. If it is not coming out of love, at least out of duty, we should do that. You know? All this ISKCON is a manifestation of Srila Prabhupada's love for his Guru. Prabhupada underwent so much of austerities. Prabhupada was always, in the beginning years in the US, Prabhupada was going to the harbor when the ship is going back to India. You know? And the clerk there used to ask, Swamiji, you come every time, but you never go. Prabhupada, whenever he always used to think of Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Thakur Maharaj. And then he has to change his decision. So out of his love for his Guru, Prabhupada could tolerate all such difficulties. So if we have, that's why in Mana Shiksha, Raghunath Das Goswami Swami gives the first instruction is that, what is that? That we should give up the false pride and develop unprecedented love for our spiritual master. Okay? For the mantra he has given, for the instructions he has given, for the devotees, for the associates of Vrindavan, for Vrindavan Dham. But the first thing is, we should try to develop unprecedented love for spiritual master. If you are in the process of developing love for our bona fide spiritual master, we are sure to go back to Godhead. And this is the only way to tackle our mind. If you are having love for Guru, we can tolerate all kinds of difficulties. Giving example is Srila Prabhupada and his disciples also. Okay? So Brahmaji underwent so many difficulties because of his love. So Prabhupada is writing, the penance combined with love. That is the secret of success. Not grudgingly, you know. So if not love, then at least out of duty, but not with negative emotions. Right? Okay. Hare Krishna. 2 o'clock, we can have discussion after in the next session. Thank you very much. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
His Grace Rukmini Krishna ki jai.